You're in the middle of a conversation, maybe it gets heated, or maybe it's just really important. And then all of a sudden, you're not really there anymore. You start to feel numb, detached. You can't find the words. Maybe your mind starts to wander a little bit and your body starts to shut down. If you've ever wondered, why do I shut down? And this video is going to be for you. I'm going to walk you through some of the real reasons why shutdown happens in relationships, what your nervous system is trying to do to protect you, and stick around till the end because we're going to talk about what you can do to start to change it. New here, my name is Wes, and I'm a couples therapist based in Chicago, and this channel is devoted to helping you improve your relationships so you can live a happier, more full, and vibrant life. Let's get started. First, keep in mind that shutdown is not a weakness. It's just a survival response that your body gets into. When you get emotionally overwhelmed, your body flips into survival mode. According to Polyvagal theory, developed by Dr. Stephen Porges, this is a dorsal vagal response, which is really just a technical way of saying that your body has a survival response that it goes into. It shuts down in order to protect yourself from danger. When this happens, your heart rate drops, your blood flow shifts, and your ability to think cognitively, your prefrontal cortex and your brain shuts off. This is just a way of your body trying to survive. It's that fight, flight, or freeze response. And this is the freeze portion of it. Your body is shutting down in order to protect you from a perceived threat. Totally normal. Here's the thing, your attachment style usually shapes how you're going to react in these kind of moments of perceived threat. If you grow up with unreliable, overwhelming, or emotionally distant parents, then your body learned early on that closeness between two people was risky. This usually aligns with avoidant attachment. And people who are avoidantly attached tend to withdraw when they're under pressure or there's high emotion in the room, because you learned that high emotion was unsafe. So your body learned to shut down, to withdraw, to protect itself whenever possible. If you have a more disorganized attachment style, then you both respond to high emotion with intense engagement or emotional withdrawal. You can do both. You flip-flop between the two. So you may also fall into this kind of shutdown tendency. Now in relationships, this shows up as stonewalling, which means that your body shuts down, you stop talking, the other person is saying things to you, trying to get you to engage, and it's like you've thrown up a stone wall in between you and the other person. You might zone out, or you might go completely numb in some situations. And that's how this usually shows up in relationships. The third reason you might shut down is because emotional flooding is hijacking your brain. Sometimes it's not about childhood wounds or how you were raised. Sometimes it's just about feeling emotionally overwhelmed in the moment. And this can happen to anyone. In fact, when your emotions peak past a certain point, your brain literally short circuits your thinking center, your prefrontal cortex I was talking about before, and you crash into survival mode. According to the Gottmans, who have done a ton of research in this area, once your heart rate gets above 100 beats per minute, no matter if you're anxiously attached or avoidantly attached or what your childhood history is, rational conversation with your partner becomes almost impossible. Because again, that cognitive part of your brain, that prefrontal cortex, begins to really shut down. If you can't think clearly, it's because your body has switched into fight, flight, or freeze mode, and it is trying to get you out of that situation alive, not win an argument. Another hidden cause that can cause this emotional shutdown is shame sensitivity. A lot of people deep down associate conflict with them being wrong or bad or unworthy. And so when they get into conflict, this triggers that feeling within them, that shame within them of being wrong or bad, and they begin to go into shutdown mode. The nervous system just sometimes says, hey, if I can't win, then I will disappear. Again, it's another one of those protective mechanisms, but in this case, it goes back to this feeling of underlying shame, of I'm not good enough, of I'm bad at this, of I'm unworthy. Conflict feels unsafe for you both externally, but also internally, and it threatens your entire sense of self. So you shut down. For some coming out of toxic or high conflict backgrounds, the reason you shut down is linked to trauma bonding patterns. So what is trauma bonding? Well, when emotional highs or lows were unpredictable to you growing up, your brain learned to, again, as a survival response, detach, freeze, and retreat under this emotional pressure. It's not that you don't care, it's just that care in this context feels unsafe to you. Healing here means slowly retraining your nervous system to see connection as safe in the moment, to see that connection doesn't have to cost you a sense of safety. And that can take very slowly building up to this with your partner over time. And here's the piece that most people end up missing. It's that shutting down isn't always about protecting you from the other person. Sometimes it's about protecting your relationship with yourself. If you were raised in a household where your needs didn't matter and you had to prioritize other people's needs over your own survival, shutting down is sometimes a last-ditch effort to protect even a shred of yourself. Your body is saying, I can't fight, I can't run, but I can disappear before I lose all of myself completely. So how do you fix all of these things? The key here is to rebuild a sense of safety when it comes to conflict with your partner. Part of it is rebuilding a sense of safety inside yourself, recognizing the ways that you shut down, and remembering that conflict is a path toward the growth with your partner in your relationship. It is not something that is completely unsafe. The second thing is learning techniques to regulate yourself in the moment. Breathing exercises, grounding exercises, ways to calm down when you notice that your beats per minute of your heart rate is going up, or when you notice yourself getting really dysregulated in the moment. And the third way is by taking timeouts when you need them. When you first begin to notice that you're shutting down in a conflict with your partner, you need to hold up the timeout symbol, ask your partner to take a quick break, and you need to go take care of yourself. Talk to yourself in soothing ways, read a book, distract yourself, do some breathing exercises, meditate, drink some warm water. Do things that calm your nervous system and bring your body back to a sense of safety, and then re-engage with your partner. Over time, you are teaching your nervous system to relearn that safety is possible, even in times of conflict. Now, you need your partner's buy-in to this, and you need to work together to create a sense of safety for both of you in the moment. But when things are really escalated, when emotions are high, it really makes more sense to take a timeout first and then come back to the conversation afterwards. Remember that shutdown doesn't mean that you're broken. It just means that you grew up in environments that have taught your body that it is unsafe to have conflict. And your body is just exhibiting an adaptive response. It's adapting to those mechanisms by protecting you in the moment, by shutting down. So you just need to teach yourself that safety is possible in conflict. Conflict can have really positive results for you and your partner. And you need to really combat that sense of shame or unworthiness that comes from approaching conflict and recognizing that your tendency is to shut down. You need to tell yourself that it's okay. You're still worthy, even if this is your pattern. It's just a pattern. It's not you. And over time, you can rebuild this sense of safety and even learn to appreciate the conflict that you get into your partner and see it as a way to grow with them over time. If you like this video, please share it with someone else. Give it a like, comment down below if this was helpful to you, and subscribe to my channel. Keep an eye out for the next video next week. See you then.